Yes guys, welcome back. So sorry for the wait, but we are back with YouTube. So today is leg day, but basically today I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of an insight as to where I currently am in this specific stint of the off season, as obviously the last sort of series was just for my diet, so obviously you guys are probably missing out on a good chunk of what's gone on recently. So yeah, I'm going to give you guys an update as to where I am food wise, training wise, split wise, all that sort of stuff, whilst also taking you guys through basically like a day in the life / thing. So today is leg day, and if you know me, you know leg day is, for me, the best day of the week. It's the biggest day of the week. It's the session I look forward to the most. Literally as soon as I walk out of the gym. Last Sunday I've been thinking about this session. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. We've got 5.5 plate pendulum, 11 plate squat press, and the main aim of my training right now is obviously, of course, all-time progressions, all-time load, but it's also execution. Maximum intent with execution, and making sure that it is as clean as possible, and I'm bringing as much stimulus to the targeted muscle as possible. And since sort of adapting this mindset, my physique is leaps and bounds better. So like I said, I'll catch you guys with meal one, run you through that, and then at some point in today's video I'm basically going to sit down and just discuss the first sort of 14 weeks of the push-up so far, and give you guys a little bit of a side-by-side from the end of the diet to now, where I am. So yeah, I'll see you guys with meal number one. All right, so we've got meal one going down. So I actually had to basically improvise a little bit for this meal, because usually it's eggs, egg whites, sourdough, but I had to make a few changes because we've only got 2 eggs. And because it's Sunday, you know, the shops aren't open, so I can't exactly go to the shop to go get eggs. So instead, I'm going to do 2 eggs, 50 grams of sourdough, 50 grams of rice pudding from ESN, 100 grams of blueberries in there, 30 grams of whey isolate, and then 50 grams of sourdough, and then about 1 to 2 grams of pink salt as well. So this is my 8 grams weighed out for the day. So I'll catch you with meal number one. All right, so meal one, like I said, it is a little bit different to usual. So we've got 2 whole eggs, 50 grams of sourdough there, 50 grams of ESN rice pudding, 30 grams of hazelnut nugget whey isolate, with 100 grams of blueberries and about 1 gram of pink salt across this meal as well. Now, with meal one, I've got my morning supplements. So we've got 3 caps of omega-3. I'm not sure if that's focusing. Got 3 caps omega-3, 1 cap vitamin K2D3, 1 cap curcumin, 1 cap magnesium, 1 cap digest. We've got 25 milligrams of Bavarian in there, and we've also got 1 capsule of vitamin stack from ESN as well. So it's about 7:30, so we're gonna eat this, watch YouTube, and then I'm gonna go for a little morning walk again, rack up some more steps, grab coffee, and then we're gonna come here, watch a little bit of Ozark, coffee, muffin, and then it's pretty much get ready for legs from there. But yeah, this is the only meal that's going to be a little bit different today. Everything else is going to be how it usually is. So a quick update, we've got chicken and rice pre-workout as usual, ESN rice pudding post-workout, beef and rice, and then chicken and potato is my last meal as well. All right, so meal one went down an absolute treat. So now we are off to go pick up coffee and also pick up an ESN parcel as well. All right, so first things first is I've got to go pick up a parcel from my mum's, from ESN. Obviously, if you know, I don't live at home anymore. I moved out about 5 weeks ago, but all my ESN stuff gets shipped there, just because it's a lot easier. My mum literally lives 50 minutes away. So I'm gonna go pick up my ESN parcel, which is, I'm not sure if I can talk about it. So I need to find out, but it is a new product coming out, which I'm very looking forward to use, and then also showcase to you guys as well. And then secondly is to go to Starbucks to pick up pastries. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you will know that every single Sunday since prep, me and Karina have went for coffee and a pastry as well, as long as I'm not dieted, of course. So that never will end until I start dieting again. So what we've been doing recently since we've lived together is we actually alternate. Sometimes go to the coffee shop, but most recently, the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've basically just went and picked up croissant or Korean baked banana bread, and then we just sit on the sofa, watch a little bit of Ozark or whatever, whilst we have a coffee, have a pastry. And that for me is the perfect sort of Sunday wind down time, especially keeping me calm before a massive leg day, because come 12 o'clock when I'm in the gym, I'm going to be pretty crazy at the gym. So yeah, I'm going to go pick up the parcel now, and I'll catch you guys at Starbucks. Okay, so we have got the first batch of the Crank pre-workout. So this is our official Stim pre-workout. For those of you that know, you know that we have Crank Pump Pro and Crank Golden Pump Pro, and that is just basically a pump formula, non-stim, but this is our first official Stim workout. So Stim pre-workout. So I'm going to be using this today for legs, and I'll give you guys a little bit of an update after the session, but very, very happy. The packaging it comes in is immense. So I've got fruit punch and blue raspberry. I'm going to go blue raspberry today, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a review afterwards. Let's go. Secured. All right, so pre-workout going down. So as always, chicken, rice, and then a new addition is rice cakes and jam with a banana. So 125 grams of raw weight jasmine rice, 150 grams of chicken breast raw weight as well, 100 grams of veg, and then 2 grams of pink salt, and then 2 standard organic rice cakes, 15 grams of strawberry jam, and 75 grams of banana. So eat this, I'll sort some Martin, get ready for legs, envision the sets, get ready. And yeah, it's gonna be a big leg day, and we'll catch you at the gym. All right, so pre is down. Now it's time to run through the intra, pre, post workout stuff. So Crank Pump Pro, this is obviously our non-stim, the best of the best. And then this is our latest drop, which is actually not even out yet. It's coming out on Wednesday, so by the time this video is up, this will be out. 2 scoops here, this is gonna blow my fucking head off. With about 500 ml of water. Intra, we've got 20 grams cyclodextrin, 10 grams of glutamine, 10 grams creatine, 20 grams of EAAs. Again, 500 ml of water. Now this is gonna go in the middle of the workout. So basically I'm eating my pre-workout meal at about 10:30, 11, and then my post-workout meal about 4 o'clock. So anywhere between 1:30, 2 o'clock is when this will get necked all in one, just in that halfway point to spike muscle protein synthesis. And then post-workout, we've got 125 grams of the best carbohydrate source, sunrise pudding, and then 60 grams of whey isolates, and along with 1 cap magnesium and then 1 cap of digest enzyme as well. That is going to go in immediately post-workout with my hydro load, and then about 10 to 15 minutes after that, I will eat my post-workout meal. So, all right, so we're changed and we are ready for the gym. I've got the goodies secured, and it is leg day, so that means it is a big old session now. Pendulum, squat press, they are the big ones of the weekend. Like I said in the morning, I've been thinking about this session since I stepped out of the gym last week, and the reason is, obviously I do that every week, but this week's been a little bit different because last week's session was not the most successful because I had a little bit of a hamstring niggle. Today, we are 100%, and to be honest, that hamstring niggle was actually a positive, to be honest, because it's forced me to be smart with how I'm training, and it's now forcing me to be very, very careful with my contractions, the eccentrics, the change directions, everything, just allowing me to actually benefit more from my training just by being a little bit more calmer. So today's gonna be a fantastic session. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'll probably catch you either in the gym or be post-workout reviewing the session. I'm not 100% sure. All right, post-workout. So 125 rice pudding, 75 banana, 100 berries. It was actually 100 before I started recording. Then I went down to 99. 2 grams of pink salt. Of course, code ESN, Harley. All right, guys, legs wrapped up now. Just walking back to the apartment, and that was a fucking fantastic session. Now, I've known all week that this was going to be a good session because you make the choice, it's in your control, right? Now, today, the best set of today was a 5.5 plate pendulum for 8 reps. Now, 2 weeks ago was the last time I pendulum, and I did this load for 4 reps. I attempted the 5 and I didn't get it because I had no spot. This week, the goal was to get 6 without a spot, and I did exactly that. That 7th was an assisted cut at the end, and then that 7th was like a fair bit, sorry, the 8th was a fair bit assisted. Now, this was an absolutely mega session, and my quads are fucked. But the main thing I want to talk about here with these sessions is, you know, we're all guilty of, you know, putting too much load on a bar, you know, stacking the machine because we can, it looks cool. Now, I'm someone that has been able to stack the hamstring curl, been able to stack the leg extension, jimping it, everything, but my legs don't reflect how strong I am on them. And it's because it's not really the hamstring and the quad that are that strong, it's everything else. My lower back, my hip flexors, you know, it's other muscles that are being incorporated by rushing the sets and not staying composed. Now, you'll see, because obviously on Instagram, this session we posted with a very good caption that I'm going to write out tonight, you'll see my composure in my isolation sets, and actually I'm getting so much more out of them sets by just simply being more composed and allowing to just connect to the muscle a lot better instead of rushing through it and trying to move weight from A to B. Now, obviously we are bodybuilders, we're not powerlifters, we're not strongmen. The main aim with our sessions is to cause as much stimulus to the muscle as possible, and that is what is going to cause an adaptation. So whilst logbooking and chasing rep progressions is amazing, if your sets aren't standardized, it's not true progression. Now, I've reset a lot of things, mainly my isolations. My compounds, I'm very happy with where they are. I'm just a case of making them better on the same load instead of dropping load. But we'll continue to do that on all my movements, my chest, my back, my legs, everything. But the main thing is to just keep chasing more load, better execution, and ultimately more stimulus. Now, today, 5.5 plate pendulum, 11 plate leg press. The goal is 12 plates on the leg press. The goal is a 6 plate pendulum in this specific session. And that will all be done. But now, go home, eat my post-workout, relax, and start editing this YouTube video. And I'll catch you guys for meal number 4. Meal number 4 going down. So, 175 grams of 5% beef mince, 50 grams of green beans, 50 grams of white onion, 80 grams of raw weight jasmine rice, 1 gram of pink salt, 100 grams of pineapple, and then magnesium and digest with this meal as well. Got Big Jogan on the YouTube. Eat this, and in between this and meal number 5, I'm going to run through the first 14 weeks of this current push-up. All right, so what I thought I would do is, as I'm just getting everything ready for tomorrow, I thought we'll just start talking about the initial 14 weeks of this stint of pushing in the off season. So what I'm going to do is I'm either going to put some photos on the screen, or I'm basically going to minimize me and put the photos like as full screen. So like I said, 14 weeks in so far, and we are a total of 23 pounds up. So I finished the diet at 168 pounds. Now, I think the last video was around the time I ended the diet, so you would have saw sort of me fairly lean, in pretty good nick. Now I am 190 to 191 pounds in still pretty good condition as well. So yeah, basically what we did is we came out of the diet in the first week of August. Basically then just gave myself a pretty hefty food bump, and then I just allowed body weight to sort of climb up gradually. But in fact, we actually held at that body weight and actually dropped the first 2 weeks. So then what we did is we put in more food and just basically allowed the food to do the talking. And then obviously over the next coming few weeks, my body started to climb. And now I haven't had a food increase in probably about 7 or 8 weeks. My body is just basically cruising on about 3,500 calories. Now, I'm still hungry, of course, like I've got a big appetite. However, this is not really a problem because obviously as we get deeper into the off season, obviously my body weight gets higher, I get a little bit softer, my appetite starts to go down a little bit. Putting away 3,500 calories is never going to be a big deal. Whereas, you know, slamming like 5,000-6,000 when you haven't really got the appetite for, it does get a little bit challenging. So that is a bonus right there. So yeah, like I said, I'll put the visuals on screen, but this is how we are looking at 191 pounds right now. Very good. I'm very strong. This is the heaviest I've ever been, and by far the best condition I've ever been at, anywhere sort of above even like 177 pounds and 180 pounds. Very happy with the body composition, very happy with performance, very happy with everything. And basically there's so much room to just keep progressing. I would like to get to like 210, 220 before I next look at dieting, which is another 20 pounds, obviously going over the next 30 to 40 weeks, just, you know, stacking slowly. There's no need to push the rate again super high if the gym performance is showing, you know, positive. You know, if everything is moving great, there's no point of just pushing, because that is how you get fat. So getting everything ready for work now, and then I'll catch you guys with meal number 5. Okay, so every Sunday, basically just get ahead for the week. Now, most of you've got a normal Monday to Friday job, so preparation is key, to make sure that we're not falling off track. So every single Sunday, I get Monday to Friday supplements. So we have omegas, vitamin K2D3, vitamin C, magnesium, 25 milligrams per viron, curcumin, vitamin stack, probiotics, and something else that I can't remember. And then we've got my rest day meal. So, you want to make things as easy as possible. So you want to be making things as easy as possible. So every Sunday, I'll prep directly for Monday. And then on the Monday, which is my first rest day of the week, I'll do Tuesday and Wednesday. Then on Wednesday, I'll do Thursday and Friday. So that basically gives me 3 meal days, 3 days a week where I'm meal prepping. And then it allows me to just not be able to cook for the rest of the week. So as you can see here, we've got meal number 1, which is oats. In the morning, I will add the berries fresh, but I will weigh them out tonight. I'll leave them in the freezer. And then we've got meal number 2, which is chicken, sweet potato, green beans, extra virgin olive oil, jasmine rice, beef, green beans, and then chicken, rice, almond butter, and then pineapple across all of them 3 meals. Meal 1 is to have berries, and then meal 5 I'll eat with fresh when I'm home. And it is as simple as that, your environment is what you make it, your situation is what you make it. So yes, tomorrow could be a 6-hour day, 8-hour day, it could be a 14-hour day, but at least I know that I'm going to work with 4 meals, and know that's going to time me over until I get back. Now, you never leave the house without a meal. Obviously, you guys are going to know Cuba, you're going to know, the stuff he promotes. And it is that you never leave the house without a meal. You always come prepared. If you're going out for 2 hours, take 2 meals, because traffic, When I'm out on the road at work, I make sure that everything is prepared, and it just allows me to not, should I get this, should I get that? I know, okay, mealtime, meal in hand, ready to eat. So, write this in the fridge, and then I'll go in the cool bag, and then it's with me there all day. So, I'll catch you with meal number 5. All right, and now we are ready to attack Monday, and this is the simple bodybuilding fridge, living with a girlfriend edition. So, obviously, the white wine here is to dry out, and yeah, it's as simple as that. Alrighty, guys. So, nightcap going down. So, 1 cap zinc, 1 cap digest, 1 cap magnesium, and then we've got 12 grams of ESN sleep, whilst we wait for meal 5. So, we're gonna watch some Ozark. So, watch some Ozark now, whilst we've got 10 minutes left on the potatoes, and then drink my tea, eat, and then get to bed. And that's gonna round off today. So, quick update, I think food is around 550 grams of carbs. Today it'll be more sort of 600 because we had the muffin, but that's every single week for the past 14 weeks. So I've literally had a muffin every single Sunday. So about 550 grams of carb, 260, 270 protein, and then about 50 to 55 grams of fat, I believe. Maybe with the muffin like 65. But been an amazing week so far. It's been an amazing week. Happy to round it off and get stuck into another productive one as well. Now, I say this every single YouTube video, but I am gonna start my absolute hardest to keep these as consistent as possible, and potentially 1 a week. But I'm just lazy, in all fairness. With YouTube, I am very lazy. But it's something that I'm uncomfortable doing, so it means that it's something that I need to keep pursuing, really. So yeah, hopefully guys, you'll catch me in a week's time. If not, it'll be about 6 months time, but hopefully from now on. In fact, no, weekly uploads from now. I'm making a promise to myself. Weekly uploads from now. So I'll see you guys. Actually, I've got to show you meal 5 first. All right, so meal number 5 going down. We got 50 pineapple, 50 berries, 400 white potato, 175 grams of chicken, and 100 grams of peppers, with about 1 gram of pink salt in there as well. Now, we were having oats every day. This is my last meal, but I made the conscious decision now to just basically minimize them a little bit, and just sort of put the whey in different meals. So more sort of in the morning, or just having the 1 whey meal a day. So then now having chicken and potato pre-bed. I really like it. And then on a rest day, it basically means that oats are a little bit of a treat. But yeah, that is it. That is the full day of eating and a current wrap up of where we are. Obviously, to support me, code Harley at both ESN and also Hardbody as well. And obviously that will save you guys not only 10%, but it'll also add on 10% to any sale we've got now. Obviously this video is going to come out in the middle of Black Week on both sites. ESN is starting Black Week from tomorrow, and Hardbody is starting Black Week from tomorrow as well. So obviously using code Harley is going to stack you up basically up to 60% off site-wide on selected products. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe, comment. If you are still here, comment Highland, and I'll see you guys in the next one.